Hi, welcome back to Undefined Therapy. And as you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about abuse. It's such a common conception that physical abuse is abuse. Like, no one really argues about that. But there are 5 other types of abuse that a lot of people don't know about. And I want to bring awareness to that. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. So if you want to know the 6 types of abuse, then keep on watching. As I just shared, abuse is something that's happening to children, teenagers, adults, the elderly, and a lot of people don't know some of these types of abuse. And so it's in my office that I'm walking through people's life story and I'm like, wow, that's abuse. And a lot of them don't make that connection. I don't come outright and say that, but as you're helping to guide them, giving them the opportunity to really talk about in depth what actually went on with them, I just find that so many people don't know about these types. So let's jump on into them. So I want to start off by giving the definition of abuse. You can read along with me on the screen right now. A pattern of behavior used by one person to gain and maintain power and control over another. So keywords are power and control. So someone is trying to use one of these 6 types of abuse to assert power and control over you. All the information that I'm getting, I will leave down in the description box below, as well as hotlines and any other resources that I can find for someone out there who's watching this video, for them to know that they are not alone and that help is available. As I just shared, I'm making this video because people often just assume that physical is the only abuse, and I want so many more people to get the help that they needed. So let's jump right into these 6 types of abuse. We're going to start off with number 1. This is what people commonly think of when they hear the word abuse, and that's physical abuse. This is someone using hitting, punching, kicking, slapping as a means to assert control over somebody. Invading their personal space physically is also a form of abuse. It's all a means to assert dominance and control over that other person. Number 2 is sexual. The article talked about that this could go into physical because when we're thinking of sex, it's a physical act, but it deserves its own category just because of so many implications with sex. Sex can be rape, which is a form of abuse, but also criticizing someone about sex, making them feel bad about themselves so that you can control them. For instance, you're nothing if you can't have sex, you're no good at it, that's all you're worth, can really bring somebody down and allow the other person to assert dominance and control over their life. A fact is that until 1993, marital sex was actually illegal. So a lot of people don't know is that sex, even within a relationship, can still be rape. It can still be something that you still can say no to and use as an abuse. Number 3 is verbal/emotional abuse. Now, this one I was really happy that they highlighted it because when we often think of abuse, we definitely think of physical. And if you were raped, most likely you knew that you were raped. That's something that you can identify. But mental and emotional is really hard for friends, family members, people that you know to pinpoint. The article actually used that someone described her husband's words, or her ex-husband's words, as a weapon, that it was cutting away at them very slowly each and every day. And that's what words can do. That childhood song, Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words can hurt. Words can do a lot of damage. Actually, emotional wounds take a lot longer to heal than physical wounds. So it's really important that if you feel like someone is degrading you, if you feel as though there are so many highs and lows, that there's love and so much hate and just bringing you down, where you are feeling as though you're nothing without that person because that's the words that they're telling you, then that can definitely be a sign of verbal and emotional abuse. Number 4 is mental or psychological abuse. Now, if you watch the Lifetime movie, then you know that this is something that they play out very often in those movies. And that's where the person, the partner, is using mental tricks or psychological tricks to make the person doubt their own sanity. By some examples are like moving keys, keeping doors open, saying, oh, you forgot this, you didn't do this, making them question their own judgment. And when someone is questioning if their mind is together, then they're going to isolate others, the people who could actually be helping them, which is what their abuser wants. Their abuser wants them to be able to cling to them, to only depend on them, because that's how they can influence their power and control over that person. So this is also another one, just as verbal and emotional, where it's really hard to pinpoint because you're doubting yourself. You're doubting your sanity. You're not feeling as though you're at 100%. So you don't want to tell someone that, hey, I think I'm losing my keys, or I think I'm losing my mind. That's not something, because of the stigma with mental illness. So people don't freely talk about that. And that's unfortunately something that abusers take advantage of. Number 5 is financial and economic abuse. I think this is one that I feel like more people are starting to get to know, that money or withholding money can definitely be a means of asserting power and control. This is what the abuser uses, and money is no different. So with money, it's about you not letting the person budget, not letting the person work, so that they can have a sense of independence. Because when you do have your own cash flow and you understand what's going on with the money, you feel a type of just independence. You just feel like, okay, I feel like I can stand on my own 2 feet. So when that's taken away from you, then it could really leave you feeling like depending on this person, which is what the abuser wants. And this is often one of the number one reasons why so many people in abusive situations don't leave, because of the financial means, because they don't know how they will survive, how they're going to get away, how are they going to pay gas money, where are they going to go, clothing, shelter. Those are real things that you need to think about when you're leaving an abusive situation. And so that's why financial can be a big way for people to stay in abusive relationships, and as for the abuser to implicate power and control over that person. Number 6, I didn't know about this, that this was actually a type of abuse that people are recognizing, but I was happy when I did. And that's cultural identity. When someone is not speaking the dominant language and keeping them isolated from others by giving them only what information you want to give as a means of power and control, that can be characterized as abuse. Also for the LGBTQ, I hope I got that politically correct. But threatening to out somebody can also be a form of abuse, of you making them fall in line or behave in a particular way because you are threatening them. So that's another way of power and control. Using racial slurs are also a way of abusing someone culturally based on their identity. So for an abusive relationship, it can include any or all of these all at the same time can characterize that you're in an abusive situation. So don't think that you have to meet all 6 of them. You just have to be one and you're in an abusive situation, and there are ways to get out. As I said before in the video, I will leave links down in the description box below for a hotline, website, and more information about abuse. If you're wondering if you're in an abusive situation, don't hesitate to ask questions. All of it can be anonymous, so no one has to know. Not even the person that you're with can know that you are seeking help or just finding out if that is actually happening in your situation. Either way, I do encourage you to know. Knowing is half the battle, and then you can do something about it if you do so choose. So I hope you do, but I don't want to put that on yourself. First step is just finding out and recognizing that you are in an abusive situation. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please share this video. Encourage others who may be in abusive situations to get the help that they need, that they're not alone, as their abusers would want them to think. Yeah, so that's all I got for today. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope it blesses someone else out there. I'm Rashonda Carey. I'm a licensed therapist, and here on Undefined Therapy, I create mental health videos to help you create your own path toward healthiness, and I will see you next time.